Hello, online crew. How is everybody today? My balloons are still up. I've left them up because there's more to celebrate. So I just wanted to share with you guys before I get into today's content, which is about what to consider with your social media strategy moving forward. I've just read some information in the last couple of days about what's trending on social media. So I just wanted to share with you guys what that information is so you can have a look and think about what it is that you want to concentrate on moving forward regarding your social media strategy. So these things are important to keep on top of. Okay, so I'll get into that in a moment, but what I wanted to share with you is from yesterday. Those of you that were live with me yesterday would know that I launched my book yesterday. So this is a collaboration of myself and 30 other entrepreneurs and all our stories. And by late afternoon in my part of the world, the book had gone to #1 in paperback and #1 in the Kindle version for a couple of different categories. So I'm so grateful for the support of everybody that made the book happen. Like, it was pulled together in 3 months. Hence, it's not the whole book that's mine, it's a collaboration. But thank you so much for your support, for the book. I really appreciate that. It's just, we have the most amazing community here. So I'm just so grateful for everyone that accessed a copy. You might still be, if you're lucky, if they haven't cut it off yet, you might still be able to get the free Kindle version or the paperback version for US $9.99, but it'd be just on the sort of deadline. So as I've got in the description up there, if you go to helenmartinonline.com/events, I just put all the country links at the bottom of that page. So you can go there and sort of have a look. But thank you so much to everybody that grabbed a copy of the Kindle or the paperback. I'm very grateful. So that's why the balloons are still up. We're still celebrating. Now, if we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. And I'm here to share with you strategies and tips and tools to bring your home-based business online and use modern social media strategies to grow your business. So what I'm talking about today in today's live is research that shows what's trending, so you can have a think about what it is that you want to continue doing moving forward. So this is important to take notice of, because this kind of research, when it comes out, it's telling us what we should concentrate on moving forward. So I'll share those with you. There's 7 things that I want to share with you about that. Now, for those of you in my coaching community, online crew coaching community, I did a very in-depth training about how do you authentically invite people to look at your business not long ago. So just go into the coaching community group and you can catch the replay of that. And to let you guys know, I've got some special guests joining me on my live tomorrow. So normally my live tomorrow, my last live of the week, would only be in my social media group, but it's going to be everywhere tomorrow, because I've got some special people joining me for my live tomorrow. So make sure you show up tomorrow. So hello to those of you that are joining live. If I'm looking up and down, I'm just sharing Facebook, YouTube, and my free group here, and Instagram over here. So hello to everybody, and welcome. Hello, Susan. Hello, Cherie. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Beth. Great to see you guys here. Loving the book so far. Your story is fantastic. Thank you for the feedback. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. Thank you. Okay, so let me get into this. So number 1. Social media is emerging as a shopping platform. Okay, so COVID has forced, well, the big C, I should say, has forced a lot of people online where people would normally go out and physically shop. There is a lot of people obviously shopping online, and it's predicted that by 2023, 100 million people, this is just in the US, 100 million dollars, income, like sales, will be done via social commerce. So what that means, it's people are buying things via social media. So it might not be directly on the social media, but the social media is initially leading to the sale by something that somebody's seen on Facebook or Instagram, and then they click through and make the sale. So selling in itself straight from social media is a massive trend, and it's only going to get bigger, and they're predicting like 100 million in sales. Can you do imagine that? 100 million just shopping via social media. So where's the opportunity in that for you? It's the opportunity in that it's a little bit different when you're in a home-based business type, direct sales type business model, because it's not your stuff to sort of openly share on social media. It offends against Facebook's policies to openly like build a business of our nature on social media, but it does give you the opportunity to open the door for curiosity to lead to the sale. So just know that people are buying a lot more from social media, which is an opportunity for you. You've just got to open the door to then lead to your website or something like that. Okay, so that's good to know. The biggest trend, which shouldn't be new to you, but this is what makes a difference to your social media planning moving forward, is short form video content. That's what's trending. That's what you should be looking at. That's what you should be adopting moving forward. That's what you need to get up to speed with things like short form video content. We're talking about stories. We're talking about Reels, Instagram Reels. We're talking about TikTok. We're talking about Facebook Reels. If you've got it, not everybody has it. I still don't have it. So that is what's trending. That's what everyone is interested in. Are you playing in that game? Okay, so that's what I would recommend you concentrate on. So just to give you an idea, in the first 3 months of 2020, TikTok was downloaded 315 million times around the world, which is a record for quarterly downloads for any app. So it just goes to show where people want to play. So Reels was brought out in August 2020, and then we've got Instagram TV, Stories, Facebook, Instagram, those kind of things. So 82% of, this is consistent with what I've been telling you guys for over a year, 82% of online content will consist of videos by 2022. Are you doing regular videos? If you take nothing else from this video, are you doing regular videos of some sort somewhere on your social media? Facebook Lives. Who's ready to do another, Facebook Live video challenge? It's been a while since I've run one, and I'm just sort of getting the inkling that I might want to run another one because it's been a while. So let me know if you're live or catching the replay, who's ready for another Facebook Live video challenge. Let me know. So that's number 2. Number 3 is obviously social media in jet. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Harley just Harley just jumped from the floor up to a couch that he's not meant to be sitting on, and scared the absolute crap of me. I didn't know what it was that was jumping on my couch. So he's just given me a little minor heart attack and a skip of the beat. So sorry about that. Thanks, Harley. Social media is just part of people's daily lives. Like, people are on social media 2 to 3 hours a day. What are you on social? How long do you think you're on social media for a day? I'd love to know, those of you watching live or catching the replay, how long do you think you sit on social media every single day? So, I mean, you've obviously got an interest in social media if you're here listening to me or listening to the replay of this live. But obviously the research is telling us what's trending is that social media is just part of everyday life. It's almost sad, really. We're just talking about in the coaching community earlier with the training that, people go out to dinner and they spend their whole time sitting on their phones instead of actually having real life conversations. Like, social media is just like, it's just part of our daily existence. And how lost do you feel when you leave home without your phone? Like, do you feel like your left leg is cut off if you don't have your phone with you? Most people do these days. It's pretty sad. So just obviously know that in building your business, there is still huge opportunities for you, obviously building on social media. If you've run out of your warm market and, there's no one really left to talk to there, you can meet amazing people on social media. They're on it every day. They're there on it on average 2 to 3 hours every day. So it might be for the most part in your social media planning, you might need to up your game a little bit because it's also getting more competitive. So what worked, 6 months, a year ago with being on social media a little bit, you might want to be on social media a little bit more, because it is part of everyone's daily life. People are on it, a few hours a day potentially, but there is a lot more volume. So, you got to be there to stand out from the crowd. Okay. All right. So that was number 3. Number 4, research has shown that Facebook is still not the number 1 platform. And although you will see various reports and media, organic reach is down, Facebook's down, don't play on Facebook, go and play on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Facebook is still the number 1 platform, followed by, the research showed, YouTube. So work out where you want to play. Should you be on everything? Not unless you've got the time and capacity for it. You're better to be on one platform and do it really well, then branch out, or a couple of platforms like Facebook and Instagram, and then branch out to other platforms. You don't want to be that person that's just starting out, that you're doing a little bit of everything but nothing really well. So grow a following on 1 or 2 platforms predominantly. And then if you've got the time and energy for it, go on multiple platforms. But don't feel like you need to be everywhere all the time if you don't have the time, the energy, the capacity for it, because you probably end up going to be doing a little bit of things not very well than doing something very well. I did Facebook only up until very recently. So Facebook was my main gig, built up a following there, and now I'm starting to play around on Instagram. Do I regret that? Yeah, I do a little bit, because I could have a much bigger, following on Instagram if I'd sort of, just repurposed my content for, the years that I've been on Facebook. I should have been repurposing that content on Instagram. So if you're going to go on multiple platforms, just know the smartest way to do that is not to necessarily create completely different content for both. Just learn how to multi-purpose your content and, use the one piece of content multiple times in different platforms, okay? But the research is showing us that Facebook is still the number 1 platform, and no matter what you hear, it will probably always will be, okay? I did have somebody say to me, and I just want to put this into perspective. I had somebody, hey Anna, over on Instagram, good to see you on. I did have somebody message me on Instagram last week, I think it was. And we were talking about Instagram and Facebook, and I was just explaining, I've predominantly been on Facebook. I've only recently come to Instagram really and putting content out. And this person said to me, yeah, I started on Facebook, but it was too hard, so now I do Instagram. So I said, I'm just curious, how long did you try on Facebook? How long do you think, guys? A month. Tried Facebook for a month and came to the conclusion that it was too hard, so then went over to Instagram. Nothing is going to work after just a month. Any platform is going to take time and energy to obviously build up a following, and you've got to have really good content. You've got to be really aligned with who your audience is and what you're teaching and all that kind of stuff. So if you just want to stay on Facebook, then do that. If you can multi-purpose your content and come over here on Instagram at the same time, then, do that. Just work out what's right for you. Just don't get yourself overwhelmed, because that's a big part of it, of social media, is trying to be everywhere, every time, and trying to keep up with it all. Okay, the next trend, so this would be number 5, is noting that people have very short attention spans. So bite-sized content is where you want to play moving forward. Hence why micro video content is trending, because it's bite-sized content. But just think about that with anything that you do. Anything you're putting out on social media moving forward, people just can't absorb long form content. That may even be Facebook Lives, depending whether you've got a following or not. If you don't have a following yet, maybe bite-sized content is better than like long videos like I do, because people won't stay with you if you don't already have the following. Does that make sense? So if you've already got the following and you've already got people that will sort of listen to you with what you're teaching, then, that would be fine. But if you're newer to this journey, then, bite-sized, posts with a couple of tips, or, short form video content, maybe not long blog posts and those kind of things. People don't have the time to absorb it. So just keep that on your radar, bite-size pieces of content. Number 6, this just reiterates to me about the importance of authenticity and being really genuine on social media. There are a lot of brands, so this is not necessarily relevant to our industry, but there are a lot of brands that are using what we call user-generated content. So instead of these big marketing firms spending mega bucks on big marketing campaigns, they're using their users and their customers to create the content. So somebody takes a picture of themselves with their product, they're using those kind of posts with that person's story. So it's individual user generated content rather than big marketing plans like, you know, Nike and all the rest of it, or Coca-Cola. It's like lots of more content of people drinking Coca-Cola and a story around it rather than like, you know, a big marketing campaign. So if this is trending, what does that tell you? It tells you that people are resonating with user-generated content, which is what we do. We as individuals, we're in an individual-based business. We're not a brand. You can build your own brand, but you're branding yourself mainly as an individual. So there's massive opportunities for you guys to sort of capitalize on that. But the quicker that you are the most authentic, genuine version of yourself on social media, the faster that you will grow a following, because this is what everybody is connecting with. I've said this many a time, I'll say it again. Why do you think reality TV is so popular? It's because people just love watching people's everyday lives. In your stories on Facebook or Instagram, are you sharing your journey? Are you sharing your life? Are you sharing what you're doing? Are you sharing when you're watching a training? Are you sharing when you're learning? Are you sharing the good, the bad, the ugly? So if it's noted that it's trending, that massive brands are using user-based content, it tells us that people are relating to things that are genuine, authentic, and real in people's everyday lives. So although I know you guys want to build brands on social media and get more customers, and it just reiterates, the quicker you can be the real, raw, authentic you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the faster that you will grow your audience, your following, and your influence, okay? And the last one is sense of community. That's trending. We know that. Those of you on Facebook over here, Facebook groups. Facebook groups create a sense of community. That doesn't mean I'm telling you to go and run out and, you know, start a Facebook group if you're not ready for one. Those of you in my coaching community, that I have the groups boot camp. So, and the first day of that is, are you ready for a group? You can go through that to see if you're ready for a group. But groups are great. I know a lot of people over here on Instagram have Facebook groups because you can't get a sense of community over here on Instagram. But a lot of them have Facebook groups to create that sense of community from Instagram. So how can you create a sense of community? Now, here's something I'll share with you that was shared with me a few years ago, and I adopted it as soon as I heard it. You don't need to create a group to create a sense of community. You can create a sense of community on Instagram without a group. You can create a sense of community. We kind of have that here on my business page, one of the places I'm broadcasting on. We have our online crew. It's a sense of community without it being a Facebook group. But that comes from you. That comes from your language. It comes from your content. It comes from your short form videos. It comes from your Facebook lives to talk to your audience as if they are part of your community. Do you understand that? So important. So what should you take from all this research that I'm sharing with you? Micro video content is where it's at. If you're not up with it, if you're avoiding Instagram Reels, if you're avoiding Facebook Reels, you may not have them yet. I still don't have them yet. If you're avoiding TikTok, those kind of things, this is what people want. We can't ignore what people want and what they're attracted to. And if you're not playing in that area, then people are looking at other people and they're not looking at you. So as far as your social media content moving forward, you may need to adopt more micro video content because this is where it's at. Okay, you might need to create more bite-sized content for people to absorb. So a really quick tip or, bit of information, they've got something valuable from you and then they're on their way. Okay, unless you've already got a following of people that will watch you, like you can do longer lives, like I do. So just be wary of where you're at in your journey as to what kind of content that you are creating. Okay, and a sense of community. How can you create a sense of community. And here's where your language and what you stand for becomes important, is that you can create a community without like necessarily something like a Facebook group, but it comes down to what you stand for and saying that over and over and over again. Something I'm super, super passionate about is people building their business with integrity and being a human before they're a marketer. It just gets right up my nose, people that send spammy messages, because the rest of us have to wear the fallout, from that. Like, we can all build amazing businesses in this industry, but we can do it with integrity and being a real person and create a real human connection. That's what I'm passionate about. And I know that people that follow me are passionate about that as well. If I taught you guys, right, don't care about human relationships, just go for the no, that would be a different set of audience that would be following me if that's what I stand for, but that's not what I stand for. Does that make sense? So what do you stand for? It's not only what you're teaching, it's not only the micro video content and how cool or entertaining it is. What do you stand for on social media? Why would I become part of your community? Let people know that. And let people know that over and over and over and over again, because that's how you grow a tribe. That's how you grow a following. That's where people will buy things off you, is when what they stand for, you stand for as well, and you take them on the journey with you. But share that in micro video content. Share that in bite-size, pieces of content. Share that with your community. Okay? Does that all make sense? I know this is not necessarily the most exciting sort of topic for some of you, but this is what you all need to be listening to, because this is what the research is showing regarding social media, what people want. And sometimes as business owners, we need to stop creating what we think people want and keep our eyes and ears open to what is trending in the marketplace as to what people want. So if you take anything from this video, it would be bite-sized video content. 82% of online content will consist of videos by 2022. If you're avoiding videos, you're avoiding being seen. So the micro video content, the bite-sized content, and creating a sense of community so you can grow your own tribe. Okay, you can have people following you, and they're the people that will reach out to you and want to do business with you. This is what it's all about, but do it really genuinely and authentically, so people remember you. Remember, people don't necessarily remember what you say, but they absolutely remember how you make them feel. So show up on social media as somebody that cares about their audience, cares about their mission, cares about their vision, and you say that over and over again so people know what it is that you're about, what you care about, and they want to go on the same ride that you're on. Make sense? So I hope I hope you just get a sense of that, and those tips. Just seeing what you guys are saying. Nicole, this is why after a long live sale, I will do a speed recap and then post pictures and short video clips. I sell more on recaps and pictures than I do on live sales. There you go. Super important. Love this. Great. I'm more comfortable with bite-sized video content. Cool. It's actually easier for you. Bite-sized video content is easier for you guys to create than sort of longer form videos. So this is a blessing for a lot of you that are a little bit scared of video content. You can do quick reels and quick TikToks, or just repurpose from one to the other. Like, it's not that hard. You just got to work out how to do it and implement some kind of system for yourself. Okay. Excellent day of training. Wow. Over the top. Thank you, Susan. Thanks for the tips, Helen Martin, for the great tips. No worries, Heather. Thank you for your lovely comments there. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Remember, join me tomorrow at this same time, where I will be on live with some very special guests, and we're going to share a lot of tips with you about how to, be more efficient in your business and basically work smarter and not harder. And that's what we all want. So join me live tomorrow. I'll catch you then. Bye, everyone. So bye, Instagram. And I'm going to duck behind my phone there. Bye, Facebook and YouTube.